I'm lazy. And when I don't have, this is when you start it when I'm outing myself for my stupid hair routine.
Yes.
Okay. So you see how my hair will sit along the rim of the sunglasses, and it'll make it look the way I want it to after I get out of the pool when I don't have a hairdryer. That's why I have them on. That's why I use them.
You use
a
your
lot.
sunglasses as like your hair routine.
Sometimes.
Gavin just has a staring problem. Doesn't want to tell anybody.
That's actually totally true as well.
No, for real, I will be staring at people on
He'd just be
people on
staring at
accident.
Carter's butt and like.
Yeah. You didn't have to tell him.
He
That was
knows,
supposed
he
to be a
knows, he
secret
knows.
between us.
I don't like how this podcast has already taken that kind of a turn. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Roots. I'm joined today by my youth group guys. We got here. Everybody just introduce themselves. Gabe, go first, and we'll go this way.
I'm Gabe Spencer.
And then Nolan.
Nolan Hannah.
I'm Ozzy Heeb.
Landon Ost. Sam Dunn.
Matthew Damers.
Ethan Chase.
That ain't okay. I'm Gavin Bridwell.
Dude, your like thing in signs. I'm just like I'm kind of
You have an
naming
ant
them
on
as
your
they're happening.
forehead.
I'm just like,
You have an ant on your forehead.
thank you.
Welcome.
I was like, anime girl.
He wanted him some Carter.
Ant to make
Whoops,
girl.
maybe I should switch it.
Yeah, maybe you should. And you should probably stop playing songs. Okay, yeah, we need to talk about that real quick. So Ethan is out here. We're at camp. We're at summer camp. Which, first of all, I've always wanted to do an outdoor podcast, so I'm glad this is happening outside. But Ethan wears socks everywhere.
Not everywhere, just when I'm swimming in the lake.
Just when he's swimming in the lake with sand.
Yeah, it helps prevent the sand from getting in between my toes.
I feel like it
Actually
would.
doesn't.
I feel like it would trap it there.
No.
The kernels get in through the socks and then just stay there. Actually.
No, I find like whenever I wear like Crocs and socks in the sand, it like keeps the sand in between, like in your feet, It's like way worse.
No, I don't like the way that it gets in between my toes.
It's
the
way
thing.
worse.
Dude,
the socks
okay,
keep it
so
there.
I was not there because apparently I fell asleep in the cabin for 2.5 hours.
You did.
But then you went on to then use them in a fight on a floating mat as a deterrent.
Wait, you took them off on the mat?
No.
No, he just
Put them in.
started putting them in people's faces.
You were there for that? I wasn't there for that.
No, that's what they said.
Yeah.
That's what Sam said.
It's regretfully true.
No, only on his legs, not his face.
Take a mic. Explain what happened.
So we were on a mat in the lake over by the beach,
It's like a big floaty mat. It's like 20 feet long.
and we were doing sort of, I guess what you would have to describe as wrestling.
Like King of the Hill.
No,
Oh.
it was not King of the Hill. It was 1v1 wrestling on the mat.
1v1 King of the
First
Hill.
off loses, and Ethan had his socks on, completely soaked, and was using that to his advantage to gross his opponents out. It was quite an ordeal.
Did it work though?
It was somewhat successful.
It was partially successful. They smelled rancid and they had sand in them scratching you. So it really wasn't that fun.
Yeah, so it didn't work is what you're saying. That his plan did not work to keep the sand out.
The original plan did not work, but
If anything, it made us
plan
more
to use
motivated to throw him off the raft.
Did he lose?
Did lose, except for the one we were doing everybody. I won that one.
I think you just stayed in
You
the corner of
did-
the
you did
raft
win
and let
that
us all
one.
deal with each other.
Ethan, I will give you. I respect your confidence to do so.
The water washes the sand out.
But then when you walk back on the beach, doesn't it get the sand back in it worse?
Not in it. I
Why
don't
do
like
you
the
not
way
like the
I don't
sand
like
in
the way
between
the
your toes
sand
so much?
like does this to your toes.
But why?
It hurts.
It hurts.
Why?
Also, you were wearing flip flops. That is much more weird.
Yeah, but like I don't always wear flip flops when I'm on the sand. That's like the most compacted sand over there, anyways.
I feel like I can get behind Ethan wearing socks.
Okay.
Of course you can get behind. Ethan wearing
Explain.
Like, there's water socks. So what's so different about normal socks?
They're not water socks.
But they're socks.
Are they meant for like lake and beach, or are they meant for pools? Though?
You can wear water socks anywhere.
I mean, you can.
You're
wear
talking about like
anything
the
anywhere.
shoes with toes? Or those are
No,
different
like
things?
just like literal like socks that are meant to be in the water.
I don't know, man.
I respect it, and I respect and love you, Ethan.
I don't know, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I feel like there's been. Oh yeah, Jono's wearing his hoodie in the pool.
Oh, that's
his
another
black,
one too.
His black hoodie.
Black hoodie with the hood up.
No, it's specifically a water hoodie. He got it.
Is it
yeah.
actually a water
It's-
hoodie?
it's
It
made
is. He
for
told
it.
me.
So yeah, he.
Think about it. It's actually kind of smart because you don't have to use any sunscreen, and then once you get out of the water, it keeps you cool.
I want to believe that's true, but like whenever I get clothes wet, and then I'm walking around, it gets hot.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
And he looks so creepy. Like he
Yeah.
just has this black hoodie on and black shorts on, and then sunglasses on, and he's just hovering around, bobbing through the water, looking for, I don't know, prey.
I don't know if he
yeah.
looks more like Emperor Palpatine in the pool or a vampire.
The thing is, it's like thick. It's like thick.
Just the
too.
creepy guy
It's
at
not
the
like a
pool that no
swimming
one
shirt.
knows.
It's like a swimming hoodie.
Yeah.
It's thick.
It's kind of crazy. Have you guys seen anything else crazy at camp so far?
The chicken guy at lunch.
There's a chicken guy at lunch.
Did you not hear that guy?
Oh, the guy who made the chicken noise.
Yeah. Okay. Little story time. You remember
was
this guy? So he gets on the mic and starts talking to every single church in the lunchroom, and this guy goes, "Hey, we've got a lost telephone," and he said the word telephone, which is weird. "We've got a lost telephone of this young girl over here. Please, if any of you see it, let me know." Oh wait, we found it right here. Never mind, guys. Hey, everybody give me a quarter if I remotely sound like a chicken. And proceeded to make chicken noises for like 45 seconds
It was
before he just stopped and just went away. That was weird.
It was.
He just
really
vanished
weird.
into thin air.
Yeah, he
after that.
just stopped doing chicken noises and didn't ever go like, funny.
Couldn't find him to give him the quarter.
Yeah.
That's right.
He really needs
I feel
some
like
quarters.
I feel like it was on par for camp counselor behavior though.
Totally. Yeah.
much.
Worse yet, like camp staff. I think he might have
Yeah.
been camp staff, and I feel like you have to be a special breed of person to be camp staff.
100%.
Definitely.
I think I
100%.
matched him.
I think we're forgetting the Zacharias incident.
Oh yeah, so me and Matthew were
Yeah.
climbing up a tree.
Mm-hmm.
You want to continue?
Yeah, we were climbing up this tree. Like we were literally maybe
One
5
branch.
feet off the ground.
One branch up.
off the ground. And then from across the street, we hear this lady just screaming at us, "Hey, Zacharias, Zacharias, get out of the tree!"
Zacchaeus.
Well, she said
She started
Zacharias.
saying
She
Zacharias.
said Zacharias, and then people started correcting her and saying that was Zacchaeus. And we didn't even know who she was. She wasn't part of the camp staff. Yeah, and she
Yeah.
wasn't part of our church. She was just this random lady who didn't know her Bible and thought that she did, and could call us out on the tree. And yeah, it was the weirdest thing ever, because then she just kept like arguing with this camp staff guy who said it's okay, it's okay. She was so mad
Oh wait,
that
there
we
was
were
a
in the
dude
tree.
saying that it was okay.
Yeah,
there
the
was like
camp
the
staff said
security
it was
dude
fine.
Okay, so
outside the
they were
building.
they were on either side of the door, holding the doors open, right? And the lady, I keep calling her the Lorax. So the Lorax was on the one door, and there was another guy on the other door, and the one guy was advocating for us. He was like, "If they want to climb a tree, they can climb a tree. They signed a waiver. Like if they fall and get hurt, it's not your problem or my problem." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He was saying like that, and this lady was like, "No, I'm climbing the trees," and
It kind of it
she
triggered
was
me.
mad.
It triggered me a little bit.
Yeah,
I was
I
just
think it
kinda
made
like,
everyone
yeah,
a little bit
You-
upset.
You could have been like way nicer about it, even though she didn't even have the authority.
And
to
she
tell
didn't
you
even
to.
know us either.
Yeah.
yeah,
She
and
just
she wasn't,
screaming at us.
She was
from
from the other
staff
group.
either. She
And-
was from some other random church that's
I
here
think
that we
she
haven't
probably
interacted
thought
with.
that you
She-
were from
yeah,
their group,
100%.
and she didn't want you to get in trouble for their group, not
But-
knowing that you were part of ours.
Yeah, but we were also like 5 feet off the ground, and there was no problem at all.
Yeah.
They don't have trees in Chicago. They don't know how safe they are.
Yeah. Probably.
What's been the funnest thing at camp so far? What have you enjoyed the most? Even over okay. Let me ask that question, then I have a follow-up question after that. But this year, what's been the funnest thing? And it doesn't have to be an official activity.
Matthew had made a rather interesting noise, and it was very funny to me. But back on topic, nap time today was very nice. I never take naps. I'm like never able to, but for some reason I was like absolutely gassed, and I slept for like an hour, which never happens. So that was greatly appreciated. Kudos to whoever made that decision to give us nap time today.
Apparently, so John was telling us in our leader meeting this morning that in Michigan, there is a law
Yeah.
for events like this to have a designated like rest period.
Yeah, it was like that at Camp Harvest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Japan and like offices, they're
Give
desks
Landon a
turn
mic.
into beds.
Say what?
In Japan, their desks, like in office buildings, they turn into beds. They get nap times.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
One of the reasons I want to go to Japan. That environment, but hey.
That's awesome.
It's a topic for another day.
Honestly, Ultimate Dodgeball was kind of fun. We got
Dodgeball
so
was
sweaty.
fun,
I was
but
drenched.
it was so hard to throw the
Way
balls.
better than Ultimate Dodgeball today.
I enjoyed
I-
Ultimate Dodgeball. I hope we play it again.
I wish we'd gone longer with kickball though.
I do.
Yeah, I wish we went a few more innings.
We should have done 9 innings. We only did like 4.
If we kept doing kickball instead of signs.
Yeah.
If we kept doing kickball instead of signs, it would have been so much more fun. Signs was too big.
It was too big.
It was too big to be fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
I took up 15 minutes just standing there, not being able to figure out who it was.
And then nobody did my sign at all. I was just standing there the whole time, just waiting. It didn't happen.
Yeah. There's been a weird resurgence of signs, or has it like it's? I guess it's always been sort of like a camp game, but
I think the boys found out what it was, and they were like, "Hey, this is kind of cool."
I also think they didn't. I don't think Jonah and Mike knew they were supposed to be leading the big games until they got here.
Yeah.
So I don't think they've been. They've just been putting the word ultimate and chaos in front of normal games.
That's right.
Chaos Dodgeball was a good one, though. We should definitely play that again.
I don't know why they switched us to normal dodgeball at the end of it, but
that
Yeah.
was I liked the normal dodgeball more. That made more sense.
Yeah, the boys versus girls was crazy though. Like that was easy. That was just light work.
I'm not
just
sure what
destroyed them.
I'm not sure how they expected that one to go, but so the guys at the end of it, because once the guys or once a team catches the ball, one of their teammates that had gotten hit gets subbed back into the game. So at the end of the game, all the guys had all of their team, and the girls were
It was
completely
brutal.
over. So it was a not a fair matchup.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not sure what their strategy was because they were like rolling the balls back to us and not throwing them, and then we kept hitting them with those balls.
Mm-hmm. They didn't really have a strategy. I don't think.
that was weird.
I think they've probably seen people do the strategy where you like roll or toss a ball and then throw the other ball while the person's picking it up.
I think they weren't paying
But they
attention
didn't
for
know.
the second
They didn't-
half of
yeah.
that
I
strategy.
think they were just like, "Oh, rolling." Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. That's weird.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take a little different route with this, but I think one of my favorite parts has literally just been delving into Jonah and getting everything out of that book that we can get out of it, and truly seeing how our salvation does belong to God alone. It's God running after us, and it's not. We're really not doing anything for it. We just have to submit to Him and listen to Him, and His mercy, even when we don't do that, time and time again, is just crazy. Like He's such a merciful God, and He will give us chance after chance to do the right thing, and then we'll reap the benefits when we do.
What is, because that is kind of a new perspective on Jonah. Did you guys like come in, and like when you heard we were talking about Jonah, did you think something else?
What do you think is the old perspective on Jonah?
I feel like it's
Like the most common.
like, here's Jonah, he disobeyed God, don't do that, and then he got like upset even after he obeyed God, so don't do that either. I feel like it's a very much like don't do this sort of story.
Yeah.
That's how I've kind of come into it. So I do really appreciate the perspective where it's actually it's not about Jonah, it's about God. and
It's
his
all
mercy.
about God. Yeah.
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 I feel like the story gets simplified down to like a kid's story way too often that
Yeah.
it kind of loses its actual meaning.
But he goes, "Big fish." Oh.
Everybody always talks about, like, if they're trying to disprove the Bible, yeah, well, there's no fishes that swallow people, but, like, that hasn't even really been mentioned at all, except for, like, one off sentence that he said. But, like, he's really just playing into, like, how powerful God is, and I really think that that is in itself
Yeah,
powerful.
well, it's like they pick
Yeah.
on the fish, and it's like there's a whole paragraph about a giant plant thing that sprouts up and gives his entire body shade and then dies the next day, and nobody's worried about that.
That is true.
When we have whales, like,
Imagine just how big that fish would have to be, though.
Well, if it was,
Yeah.
if Jonah was your size, maybe, but if it was, like, Nolan's size.
No, we talked about that in our small group last night after the message. Isaac was like, "Oh, first recorded midget in the Bible." it was funny, but
You know, there's like, there's actual stories though. I don't know if these are actually legit. I
I've
haven't
seen a
looked into
video.
them, but there's stories of like fishermen in like other countries who get like swallowed by like sharks and stuff, and then they cut open the belly like a few days later, and they're still alive somehow. I remember seeing
That's
like
crazy.
headlines about that, so look it up for yourself. But
Yeah, there's a specific kind of whale that has been known to swallow people just based on its feeding style.
yeah, I saw a video of that of this guy in a dive suit that he's just in the water and then it just goes and just grabs him and like swims away with him, and his like arms hanging out or his legs hanging out or whatever it was. But yeah, and then he totally like killed the fish, and then he just got out.
That's crazy.
New movie.
So it's
Because
not
we're like-
yeah, new movie.
Yeah, like the shark, I would think that it would shred the person before
I
the
don't know if
person
it-
even gets swallowed.
I don't know if it was a shark. It was
Okay.
just like it was some fish that was. But
Oh,
they were
gotcha.
like snug in the belly. It wasn't like
Wow.
the VeggieTales movie where he's in there with like full ships just chilling.
Yeah, he's just
And
chilling.
gospel musicians.
Yeah.
But he was like like a
Gospel
sleeping bag.
cucumber.
No, I
I
think that
guess.
that's an interesting. The theology, the VeggieTales theology, is actually really interesting because I don't think that that's really the best way to portray it. It's almost like the whale was like he has to stay in this whale is like a punishment. No, that was actually God providing and being merciful in a way.
Okay, you know what's interesting? Jonah didn't know that the fish was gonna spit him up. Right?
That's interesting. Yeah.
So he gets swallowed, and then he's talking about like he has his whole song to God where he's praising him for saving his life.
Mhm.
But he doesn't it doesn't say that he knows he's gonna get spit up, which I just think is interesting.
He just knows that God is sovereign to even have like done that with the fish. Like he should have just drowned right
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if he's singing, he's not drowning. So
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
air
it's
in
a
that-
step up.
There's some air in that fish.
Yeah,
that's
there's
gotta be,
some
that's
air
gotta
in
be
there.
some rancid air instead of.
Be rough. What's shifting away from Jonah a little bit? Okay, actually, hold on. I want to go backwards real quick.
Oh yeah, what was the first question? Favorite thing at camp?
Favorite thing at
Everybody
camp currently?
That was mine.
Ozzy, you had a pretty epic game of Plunder yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes.
How does what was
Plunder.
that game and how does that work?
Yes.
So,
Explain the game
it's
and then
like,
tell us what happened.
It's a pirate game. You're a pirate guy, and you get to like upgrade it and whatnot and sail around and you do. It's basically just dice rolls for your fights, and then you can have cannons on your ship that make it
Oh, interesting.
more damage. And same thing for islands. You just go up, roll the dice. If you roll a higher number with the attributes, then you win and you get that island. And the first one to get however many points wins.
It's a lot like Settlers of Catan, but pirates.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I had one ship from the start, and it got down to 1 life, and you have 3 lives. And I was like, I'm gonna buy a new ship because it comes with 3 crew members, right? And I start sailing around in the one that was 1, and I'll let this one live out its life. And this was like at the start of the game. And I go around, and then I get one guy and then another and a couple islands. And by the end of the game, I had clutched out like 4 times with 1 life, and I did not move my second ship 1 time the entire game.
Wow. Did you win?
Yes.
Oh man.
How long was
That's
the game? It was a long game.
It was like 2.5 hours, I want to say.
Jeez.
Wow.
It looks like a lot of fun. I want to play next time though.
It was
Yeah, we gotta
one of
do it
those
again.
games where it takes forever to explain, and sometimes even longer to play. But once you get the hang of it, you can do it really fast.
That makes sense. I'll jump in real quick. This is stupid, but one of my favorite things is they have 2 foosball tables here, and they're both like in shambles. Like there's players missing from the rods, and it's like crooked on the floor.
Which like, how do you even do that to a foosball
I don't
table in
know.
the first
There's a
place?
pin sticking right through one guy's chest.
Yeah. So we looked at that, and I don't know who came up with the idea, but they're like, what if we just took what if we swapped pieces and made a fully functional table out of these 2 unfunctional tables?
That was my
and then,
sister.
Yeah, there you go. Emma said it. And then Ozzy was like, I have a tool, and he comes back with like this hammer Leatherman contraption and proceeds to like fix the tables. And it was very satisfying. It was very satisfying. And we didn't have time to play on it yet. But
Yeah. We did all the work to fix it, so now we get to do we get all the reward when we go back up.
yes. That was pretty fun though.
A trillion lions versus the sun while he did it too.
Yeah. Which is a legit question. A trillion lions
100%.
versus the sun.
Lions win every time.
100%.
billion lions versus the one.
So the sun is so hot.
Oh, billion
But
lions versus one
Have
of every
you
Pokemon.
seen a lion?
Dude, I have seen a lion.
A billion lions versus one of every Pokemon
Okay.
is not even close. You have a god Pokemon that can just wipe out existence itself, bro.
One of them is
This is
Hold
like
on.
a
black
joke
hole.
question.
Dude, if you get
Because-
Mewtwo versus anything,
Wait,
Mewtwo
though,
wins,
wait,
bro.
Wait, which one
That's
are you
not
talking
even
about?
a question.
The lions in the sun or the Pokemon one?
No,
Gabe,
the
you're just like, I
lions
have
in the
no idea.
sun.
Okay.
Because the sun would melt everything.
No,
Have you
ever
seen? Okay, have you seen a lion?
The sun would
Yes.
cook.
Have you ever seen a lion on fire? No, you haven't. They don't catch on fire,
They
bro.
die.
Have you ever seen a lion in
Their
space?
fur is probably
They
flammable.
live in like the desert, bro. They don't even catch on fire at all, bro. If they would catch on fire, they'd have already done it by now.
No.
Have you ever seen a lion in space? How do you know that they might not suffocate?
Well, think about like
Yes,
the size.
they
The
would,
size of
because
How do you
they
know?
use
You haven't
oxygen.
seen it. You haven't seen a lion in space.
Yeah,
No, think
but
about
I
the
know
size
how
of the
they-
Earth.
I know how their respiratory systems work.
How do you know?
Think of the size of the Earth
Because
compared
I've
to
studied
the
it.
sun.
My brother is.
But it's a trillion lions.
Yeah, you could fit like a million. What is that?
There's not
million
even a
Earths?
trillion people. There's billions of people. You know how much bigger a trillion is than a billion? Me neither. I know it's a lot bigger though.
Okay, so you can fit what, a million Earths inside the sun?
Is it a million? Somebody fact check this. Nobody has their phones.
That sounds about
It's a lot.
So it's like
I feel like you said
Yeah.
55 million earlier.
Just made something up.
Okay, I hear you.
Well, at a certain point, you get enough stuff together with a gravitational pull. Half of them are gonna get eaten alive by the sun, then the sun's gonna go supernova, and blast like at least one lion just out into infinite space, and then the lions win because the star died, and one of the lions was alive.
Exactly.
And then even better beyond that, because like black holes. So if you go supernova, creates a black hole, right? Sometimes at least. Yeah. So like when a star goes supernova, creates a black hole. Black holes
then it would suck the lions
sucks
in.
everything in, but it compacts it and down. So what then inevitably happens is the black hole spits out a new star that's made of lions, and it's a lion star.
Oh my gosh.
This is what I'm talking about.
Which is why lions win.
That's like the plot for some weird
That's-
Voltron cartoon made in Japan or something.
We all
We
die
could
after
make
that.
millions off
Have
that
you
movie.
have you
I mean,
seen
like,
a lion?
here's the thing. The lion can totally do it. They just have to go at nighttime.
Yeah, because there's no sun at night. There's no sun at night.
I didn't think about that.
Plus, they could, dude, if they all just lined up and like roared at it, they could just blow it out like a candle.
Yeah, that might work.
You might be onto something.
We've turned Matt. We've turned him.
You're a believer now.
All right.
Team Lions.
Speaking of the sun,
Dirty doze off me.
does anybody else? Okay, what is? Because some of you guys have been to camp before, not this specific camp, but best camp story. I know you guys have them because I heard them at senior night.
Oh man. Oh dude, I know I told one that was really cool at senior night.
Didn't you guys raid somebody else's cabin?
No, somebody raided our cabin.
But
We
we,
got
were all
rated-
asleep, so nobody knew.
We got rated 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I thought it was like a dream. It was the seniors, the graduated seniors from last year that did it both years.
Yeah. I fell asleep right before it happened both times. And everyone was like, they probably drugged you. And Jono said he would have if he was the one raiding cabins. Because I would have recognized everyone who done it.
Wait, Jono addressed this in that fashion? Because they've been so anti-prank this whole time so far.
He said if he was the one who would have done it,
Not
Okay.
Jono.
he would have made
Jono's
sure
chill.
that I was asleep during the prank.
You guys forget because he's in charge that he's like hard, but no, he's chill. He's chill.
He's
he's
chill.
amazing.
It's confusing because he's a chill guy, but he makes these rules
But
that
then-
are hard.
Then he's like, "All right, guys, these are the rules. You gotta follow them." And then he'll like turn and then wink at you, like they're optional, and it's like,
He's that kind of guy. He read the rules one day, and he was like, "All right, bedtime. It's 12 o'clock, but
however,
It's up to however late your counselor leader wants to stay up. Yeah. He's chill like that.
no, Isaac and Nathan were talking in our bunk the other day. Or no, it was last night. It was last night. And then they go to the bathroom, and I was like putting a shirt on or something. He's up in his top bunk, and he leans over the edge at me. He's like, "Gabe, what does gat mean?"
I remember that. And then, oh man.
Mike him.
What did Nathan say?
What did he's like? No, okay. He said, "Think of Ethan. No gat. Think of Carter. Gat."
That's awesome.
No, then Mark and Steven come in, and I was like, okay, how would you explain gat to Jono? And they started dying. And then Isaac's like, oh, Jono's a visual learner. Steven, go ahead and show him.
He's a visual learner.
I don't know how I feel about you guys objectifying me like that, but you know, it's okay. It's whatever. I'll take it.
I mean,
All love.
What are we supposed to do? Like ignore it?
Sam, how many times have you gotten farted in the face?
Well, I'm sleeping in the same room as Matthew, so that number's quite high.
Well, yeah, but I know, but you keep being on the bottom bunk, right? And he keeps walking by you and just going and like right in your face.
I think maybe
Also, we got to talk about your sleep farts, dude, and your sleep burps.
me.
Yeah.
He's only while I've been awake, he's only farted in my face once. While I've been asleep, that number is likely to be much higher.
I don't do that. I don't fart on people in their sleep. That's not how
Yeah,
I
no,
roll.
well-
I'm a
well, you
I'll do it
just-
in your face type of guy.
I don't know what it is about you, bro, but as soon as you get like on this plane, you just
The
let out
horizontal.
all of the gas in your body. I don't know what's up with it, but it comes out of every orifice. I mean, it's got to be coming out of your ears at this point. I don't even know how that works.
I just
But-
recline back in a chair and then like you just hear me start exploding with
Dude,
air.
it's like it gets stuck up in your brain, and that's why you are the way you are. But then you like lay back, and it like floats down to the rest of you, or something like that. I don't even know.
That's
But
why
no.
you are the way you are.
Yeah.
yeah,
No, but
guys,
he'll-
I'm different actually.
he'll-
I'm different.
He'll fall asleep, and I'm just laying there because it takes me longer to get to sleep, and I'm just completely quiet room.
Yeah. Until. Okay, I'll be honest. I will attest to like the burp thing. When I like lay back, I don't know why, but a burp just like shoots up my throat. I don't know why, but it just happens.
Go lay back on the
Hold on.
pink. Just like lay. There he goes.
Like,
Dude,
that'll
why is
just
that-
happen? Like I just lay back and that will happen. I
It's
don't.
wild.
I don't know about any additional farts, but that could totally happen too. Like some of it could just shoot
Dude,
down.
it's not
I don't
even
know.
total. It's
But
it's
the burp
definite.
thing is kind of a weird thing that does happen. Yes, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So well, it was weird when you didn't warn us about it the first night. I was just like, dude, the chicken Alfredo really killed this guy. Like, what's up with that?
All 4 pieces of the chicken Alfredo.
Yeah,
It's
gross.
good chicken Alfredo. Not much.
It was okay. Oh, let's talk about the Chick-fil-A
Wait. Sam was about to say something.
Oh, I was just about to say, yeah, I was. Before I'd even got out of bed this morning, I was traumatized by Matthew farting in my face. So if I have like
didn't fart in
if
your
I have like a
face.
glassy like look in my eyes, like that means that's because I have PTSD. But
I literally see that look in your eyes all the time.
I didn't fart in your face. I farted while I was walking by your bed.
you literally turned and were in this position right in front of me.
I don't remember that.
Dude, that happened yesterday. What are you talking about?
Was that yesterday?
Yeah, that was yesterday. And I was sitting right over there by the window, or I was standing over by the window, and I turn around and I just see you walk like this.
Get in
And
his
you're
gap
just
pose.
walking, and you just like his bed is here, and you just walk out the room and go do whatever you were gonna do.
Okay, yeah, I might have done like a little sidestep.
Side step.
I
You
did.
were
Hashtag
like-
drive by.
Just a minute ago, you were like, "No, I didn't do that," and then you're like, "I did."
Yeah, because I didn't remember doing anything like that this morning. I remember this morning, when I got down from my bunk, I passed some gas like when I hit the ground, but that was it. Like I don't remember like doing anything additional. Yeah. But anyway,
Impact fart.
The fact that this has happened so
Wait,
often
you just
that you
farted?
don't even
No, I said that's an
remember when
impact
it
fart.
happens anymore is kind of weird.
100%.
I don't know.
That means
I'm-
it happens a lot.
Yeah.
That means it's just muscle memory.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I just like I'm waltzing along and then whoops and then I just keep on walking out the room like.
I am suddenly glad that
He's the king of the crop dust.
yes.
No, that is actually not true. Gavin, you should tell him about that night. Or wait, was that
yeah.
just last night?
That was last night. No,
Oh,
the
those
chicken
were
Alfredo was
atomic.
not good for me too. Bro, we're sitting in service. We're in the back row, and he's on my right, and I was like, oh no. And you know when you get like a fart and it's like hot,
Oh no.
like
the egg one.
hot, like 10 degrees warmer than your normal body temperature hot. Like, I got one of those, bro. And I was sitting there and I was like, this is not gonna be good. But I let it pass.
And then
And then he
hit me so hard.
He leans over to me, right? And this is a small room. This is above, like the dorms or whatever. So this is, I don't know. It's not a big room. It's not as big as the gazebo, but
This Gibo.
this gazebo. but it's not a big room. It's real quiet. The what's that guy's name? I forget. Isaac?
Isaac, the speaker.
Yeah. Isaac's talking, and it's only him, and nobody else making any sound. He leans over to me and goes, "Bro, did you fart?" And I was like, "The chicken Alfredo was not treating me right, man." And he's like, Bro, that's disgusting.
It was like
And so-
making my nose hairs wilt. It was terrible.
And so 2 minutes later, I feel another one come on, and I just get up and I walk out of the room. I just went and totally crop dusted our whole room downstairs, and I like tried to go to the bathroom. Nothing. It was just gas, bro. That's
you just
the
sat
worst.
down and farted on the toilet.
100%. Oh, 100%. Just sat down, did as best I
Air.
could, and just nothing.
Made the water ripple.
And so the worst part about it is, the worst part about farts is I can't smell anymore. Since I got COVID for like a day, I haven't been able to smell for 2.5 years. So I have no idea, bro.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude, I can't smell
that.
them.
That's crazy.
I can smell like random stuff. I can smell like, I was just telling somebody earlier, I can smell blue cheese. I can smell,
That is a brilliant smell.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can smell like some plants and whatever. Can't smell farts. So I don't even know.
I had to let you know.
Yeah.
I had to inform you.
Yeah, you confirmed my worst fears when I let that one pass. It was bad.
You should reawaken Gavin's. You should. I'm telling Matthew he should reawaken Gavin's nose buds by.
Nose buds?
I should. I should. Because
My
I'm
smell?
second in command to crop dusting. I think I could do some.
So
do
wait,
some
the plan
damage
is
there.
you're just gonna fart in Gavin's face until he
Until
can
he
smell
wakes
again.
I think that's gonna have the
about now?
opposite effect.
How about now?
I'll whip one up.
At a certain point,
How
that's just
about
gonna
now?
get like, I'm just gonna lose oxygen and start having like a psychedelic experience
Dying.
of your
God.
butt gas, bro.
Oh man, he'll be doing the gas. Oh, that's crazy.
I couldn't imagine Gavin just becoming a fiend for Matthew's farts.
It's the first thing he smells when he gets his smell back. I need more of this.
He's just addicted to it.
Matthew, get over here.
He starts vaping and he makes his own custom like
Matthew's
Matt's farts.
Send it into a lab. Yeah, guys, I need a replication of this right now.
synthetic fart.
Wild.
That's,
We gotta change the subject.
that's crazy. All right, let's get off of flatulence.
You were gonna say something about the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I thought it was good. So they had this homemade camp Chick-fil-A sauce
They call
that
it
they
Southwest
made.
sauce.
Southwest sauce, and it was basically like Chick-fil-A sauce, but way thicker. I thought.
It was the closest thing to Chick-fil-A sauce I've had besides Chick-fil-A.
Right. I
It
agree.
was way closer to like Cane's sauce than Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah, it was a crossover. I feel like kind of.
I thought that it was close to Chick-fil-A.
It was. I feel like it was a crossover. It was like
Yeah.
a direct.
It was
if
like
there's
sweet,
a
but like it
medium.
had that taste to it.
Yeah, I could taste the canes in it a little bit.
I don't like canes.
I put it on my chicken
Did you like it?
sandwich. I put it on my fries,
love that
man.
stuff.
That sauce is like the best thing in that room.
It was good.
And the fries and the sauce. The fries were perfect. The sauce was perfect. The chicken sandwich was okay. Until I got bacon from the salad bar.
Oh,
and,
you put bacon on it?
And put bacon on it.
Salad bar
Yeah.
bacon is.
It's kind of mid here.
It's like whatever, but it was enough. It got the the bacony flavor mixed in with everything, so it worked.
I miss the donut holes from the Camp Harvest salad bar. Like,
Oh, they
no
had
one
donut
knew
holes on the
about
salad
that.
bar?
Yeah, like a couple people went to get like salad bar, and everyone's like, "Ooh, donut holes." That's what we.
That's
need
a
with our
thing?
salad.
That's such like a
I
weird
missed
thing
that.
to put in
You
a
never knew
salad
about
bar.
the donut holes at the salad bar
No,
at Camp
bro.
Harvest?
I didn't.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chicken was probably the best meal I think so far.
Yep. We'll have to see if tonight beats it.
What's my best camp story? What's the camp stories from other camps?
The most prominent thing I remember is our cabin getting raided. And, I mean,
You guys never raided a cabin?
No, never once.
I don't
We
think
should
so.
though.
Never once.
I
we
cannot
snuck out once.
officially endorse this. My official statement captured on this internet podcast: do not prank.
Did I see a little twitch there?
He pulled a little bit. He pulled a little bit of a John on that.
was a John.
I see
I
that.
can't.
Well, all I'm saying is we have a Bluetooth speaker that gets pretty loud that I brought.
I cannot control you guys,
And,
nor do I want to.
John has one I could borrow. I could like snatch it.
He's got a
yeah,
legit
giant
one.
one,
He's got the
yeah.
big one.
He kept it upstairs last night, so we could probably like just yoink that.
Blast everybody on the campus.
Blasting Crazy Frog at 2 a.m.
What's Crazy Frog?
Axel F.
Give us a sing along
Never
here.
gonna give you up.
You could literally just do fart noises.
Bum 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 bum.
to at 2 a.m.
No,
Okay,
we would get killed if it was Baby Shark.
wait. What if we hook this up to the speaker, and then that farts. We throw some reverb on it.
I
Oh,
saw that
dude.
coming from a mile away. Yes, the reverb and everything.
Imagine we hooked up like to the speakers upstairs too.
Yo.
The echo in there is wild.
And then we put Jono's speaker in the girls' Bluetooth.
That might be the move. That might be the
We
move.
could go around.
I
You
officially
set
do
it
not
up
endorse
early.
this.
We could go around and start banging on everybody's window.
That sounds
That would
lame.
freak some people out.
That's lame. That's lame.
prank's got to be clever.
No, we gotta. Okay. Farting into hook that up to the speakers upstairs. Those on full blast.
Yeah, like
That
farting.
might be the move.
Yes, or even honestly, we could keep it simple and just do like a farting sound effect on one of our phones and like hook it up to a Bluetooth speaker and then put it somewhere. Right. Well, and
Plus, we run the risk of him pooping his pants too.
right, and we could like put it under like a blanket or something, or cover up the speaker in someone's room and just do it to their room in particular, and then play them at like a normal volume, and then they would actually think someone in their room was farting as they were going to sleep.
No, but if we did it to the speakers upstairs,
would be
everyone
funny.
would get to.
I
Experience.
guarantee you, if you go
That
on
would be
YouTube,
funny.
you can find like farting for 10
just like
minutes.
stock audio.
And if you just put it in the
farting.
hallway where it's like everybody's like the doors are, you know what I mean? If you just put it in
Yeah.
the hallway at the end of the hallway and just turn it up to 10,
that might.
that would be way easier because I think you have to get into the computers to get into the sound system upstairs.
Hook them up to that.
Honestly, I bet we could convince Steve.
You know what I could do is Mark.
So does Mark, and
Mark
he
was
likes me the
talking
best
about
out
getting
of
me on the
anybody
sound
here.
stuff,
That is not true.
Really?
and he said anytime I was interested.
Dude, that's immediately how you never touch a sound system again. The first time you get on it, you use it to prank people. I don't
Yeah.
know. I officially do not endorse this idea, although I do
We're
think
getting
it's
too much into it.
sort of clever. Speaking of farts, though,
No, turn around.
it has nothing to do with. What?
No, turn around from that conversation.
Oh, I thought John was standing right behind me.
That would be wild.
What's because I think it'd be kind of fun if you guys were able to look back at this episode in like 5 years and look at it like pre-college and just kind of be like, just be able to experience it and be like, oh yeah, you know, this is like what was important to me at the time and stuff like that. So like, what kind of stuff are you up to? What are you expecting from college? What are you hoping from college? Like, where do you want to be in 5 years?
Making candy and becoming rich from it.
Do you have a plan for this?
Oh yeah, so I've got a apprenticeship that I'm going to do next summer at a Kilwins down in well actually it's up from here, up in Indianapolis, and yeah, that'll be really cool. And then I've got somebody who is friends with the owner of the Kilwins that wants to help buy one for me so that I could start the chain.
Interesting. Candy though, because Kilwins
Yeah.
is ice cream too, isn't it?
Ice cream mostly, and then it's got fudge, but then I would totally do some candies on the side.
Okay, keep an eye out for Ethan Chase and his candy in 5 years. If he's a billionaire,
On the
we
come
called
up,
it.
On the come up.
So I was going to take it by storm. Who else? Where do you want to be in 5 years? What do you want to do in 5 years?
I don't plan on going to college. 'cause I
Hold
wanna
the
be
hold the
a-
mic up closer to your mouth.
I don't plan on going to college because I want to be a semi-truck driver, but I plan on like owning my own truck or at least a truck or my own company.
Building?
Semi-trucks.
Cool.
That'd be pretty sick.
Like I don't want to do across the country. I want to stay local. But like the plan is to own my own truck and eventually my own company.
Cool.
Landon the Trucker. It's a great trucker name, honestly.
Landon.
What would your business? What are you gonna name your business?
I don't even know.
Take a stab at it. You had to name it in 5 seconds.
I'm not good at on the spot thinking.
No, it's okay. It's all good.
Wow, I'm not good at on the spot.
Trucks
thinking.
on the
There it
land
is.
in Indiana.
Deal.
Wait, say it again.
Trucks on the land in Indiana.
It's honestly really clever.
That's sick.
That is.
There you go.
Uncle Robo's nephew.
Uncle Robo's nephew's trucking on the land of Indiana.
There we go.
I'm going to college for music business, which AI is probably going to steal my job in about 6 months. So we'll see how that goes. I don't even know. I'm hitting like the writer's block, like thing that I think every artist hits, where it's like, I don't know. It's hard to make stuff that. Wow, that's loud. It's hard to make stuff that means anything sometimes. Trying to figure out how to do that, how to actually turn like the one thing I'm really good at, which is instruments and music, into something that I can actually make a living off of, which is very difficult because there's a lot of people trying to do that at the same time. But yeah.
I've heard somebody say it doesn't take enough to be like really good at your craft, especially in the creative sphere. You have to like
You have to know how to market it.
you have to know how to market it. You got to go above and beyond, which I think you're fully capable of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm I'm not like totally normal, but like compared to the rest of the band kids that I've had to interact with, I'm like way cooler than all of them. So hopefully like I'm actually better to interact with
Darts thrown.
than half the people that I come into contact with. You know what I mean? Because I mean, you think about like the Elton Johns and like those people have so much money and are so famous, but they're so weird and they're so whacked out. And
So
just
you're gonna be gay in like 40 years, is what you're saying?
no, I'm gonna be not gay. That's the good thing. You know, never mind.
Are you gonna be Noah Conning up the internet?
Probably.
I see.
I'm the next Lil Mabu.
Next whom?
I said I'm the next Lil Mabu.
Ozzy, where are you in 5 years? I know some of us. You are a senior, but some of the guys are juniors. But even the juniors, I want to hear an answer to this question.
I couldn't imagine Gavin as a rapper.
Really?
No, I couldn't.
Spit some bars. Gabe, give him a beat.
Absolutely no chance. That was a total joke.
So, my plan, loose plan, in the next couple of years is to take over my grandpa's dirt work business. He does, excavation and he has a farm on the side and all that. Is to take that over and then build race cars on the side.
Sick.
Why race cars? And like what kind of race cars?
Specifically, E46 BMWs to go fast.
But like, is that like a NASCAR or like what kind of division of racing is that?
You can do pretty much any, like you just around a track, or you could do drift, or.
If you
or
got the
can do-
opportunity to do like get on an F1 team and work on those cars, would you do it?
Probably. But like specifically, like there's, like 24 hours of Le Mans, which is like a super
Dude,
big race.
It's a sick race.
But they have the alternative, which is the 24 hours of lemons, where you buy a $500 car
That's sick.
and you go around. You have to have a car that will go for 24 hours for $500.
Wow.
Cool. I say
I think a BMW is the worst option.
No, trust me.
100%.
The
You better with
absolute
soapbox.
worst
I
option.
have a 300,000 mile 2001 BMW that will not die.
When you
That's a needle in a haystack.
It was like double that, but
when you race this thing, let us know because I want to come watch.
yeah, I will.
100%.
Yeah, so in 5 years for me, I would say, I'm excited for college right now. I am going to college. I'm going to Cedarville to study molecular biology. And my hopes with that would be to use it either for some lab work after college, doing some like cancer research or something of that sort. I might have to get a master's for that though. Either that or go to med school at most likely IUSB. So something either lab or pre-med, that's where I'm leaning right now, but I'll go wherever the Lord leads me ultimately. And even if that ends up in like ministry or something like that, I'm totally down for that. But yeah.
That's another thing. I feel like everybody in like obviously Christian groups thinks about that. Like, what about ministry?
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought about that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would excite me too, I feel like. So yeah, wherever he's leading me, honestly. But yeah, I'm excited no matter
Well, we
what.
were also talking about that earlier. Like, what Sam, did you say that last night in small group? The eternity thing.
Yes.
What did you say?
I was commenting that sometime in the last week I had really sat down for a little bit and tried to think about the concept of how we're all going to live for eternity, and it just broke my brain. And I just was like, holy crap, like what is that? What am I even supposed to do about this? Or like think about this? Like am I just supposed to like store this in a way, like in a little part of my brain that I don't think about because it's not something I can think about? Or like is this something that's worth thinking about? Or I don't know.
And so I said this to him, which I've thought about too, because I've thought about that eternity thing for a long time. I actually my dad and another person were talking about that, and I was listening over to them having a conversation about the fact that everybody's gonna live for eternity, kind of the same realization that you had. But they were talking about it, and I was listening to them, and it honestly made me scared, like thinking about that, and it like broke my brain. I didn't know what to do with it, and then actually, in a weird way, like it made me not like church for like a year because I was like freaked out by that whole feeling. It's weird. It's totally a complete paradigm shift to understand that and to like really get that. But then, you know, once you kind of like go, okay, like and you just kind of accept it, then it makes life really easy because nothing you do is really that big of a deal. You know, like he said, she said, and a billion years from now, is that really gonna matter? You know what I mean? Like that's how I think about everything. But I said this to Sam. I was like, take everything that has ever happened to you. Even from the time that you like first learned how to walk, first learned how to speak, all of the schooling for 12 years that you went through, all of those memories that you have, all of the friends that you made and lost, all of the good and the bad that's happened, right? And what, we're all 16 to 18 in this group? Okay, so between, 16 to 18, now imagine all of that, and then you're going to do it again. And then you're going to do it again, and then you're going to do it again, and then you're going to die. Right? So if you were to plot 24 hours over the length of your life, between all of us, it's about 5:45 to 6:30, depending on how old you are. Like, you haven't even woken up yet for 90% of people. You're like, and for us, the older guys, we're just waking up, like, right now, 6:30. You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
It's an interesting way to put it, yeah.
And so you haven't even hit the productive, like, morning, daytime of your life yet. Mm-hmm. You're just nothing's happened yet. Like, you're asleep, metaphorically. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But and so it's just like so people make such a big deal out of a lot of things. I feel like at our age too, and it's like not so much of this isn't gonna matter, but also with that eternity thing, like, you know, how small is all this gonna be in one lifetime past our lifetime? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to measure something when you're in eternity and, I don't know, you're freaking flying around to other planets or something?
My boss was talking to me about something similar, and he was like, in the grand scheme of things, like, stuff we do here, he's a Christian, he's like, stuff we do here matters. Like, it has eternal consequences.
Yeah.
And eternal stuff. But, like, also, like, his words were, but it also, like, doesn't matter. And he explained some other stuff. I just say that, though, to mean, like, the stuff that if you catch yourself obsessing about something, like a decision or something like that, ask yourself the question, like, in the grand scheme of eternity, does this actually matter that much? I think it's just a good question to ask yourself.
Yeah, and there's, like, some certain decisions, obviously, like, choice to follow Christ or not, choice to, you know what I mean? Like, there's certain decisions that have a lot of impact and have real eternal consequences. And then there's the rest of the decisions, which is most of them, that probably, you know...
We spend so much time, I heard this on a podcast I was listening to, but the guy was just like, we spend so much time and energy, even on minuscule decisions throughout the day, like, what am I going to do for lunch? And you spend so much time and energy on that it, like, will end up limiting what you can do later in the day because you've taken so much time on it.
Yeah.
So just, like, ask yourself, like, does this matter that much?
Yeah, and it's like career changes, too. Like, that's a big thing, a statistic that I heard recently. The average man in the U.S. right now changes careers 4 times in his life.
And that's a new thing as of, like, the last 100 years.
Right.
Yeah. Like, you're changing careers 4 times in your life, and then, like, you're going to freak out about college. Like, the chances that you're even going to use that are so low just statistically.
Mm-hmm. College is
You know
worth
what I
it,
mean?
though, I think.
College is
college
worth it
can
depending
be.
on what you want to do, obviously.
It is what you put into it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. What were you going to say?
Who hasn't gone yet?
I haven't gone yet.
5 years, Nolan, where are you going to be?
In 5 years, I hope to be a successful computer programmer, which is what I plan on doing. I'm not sure if I want to work for a specific place or just do, like, freelance projects. I'll probably work for a company and do other fun stuff with it on the side.
I should go work at Minecraft.
No, I create my own games.
Oh, really?
I got to get with you to create some apps because I have some great ideas for some apps.
Sweet.
But I don't know anybody who can build them. So
I'd totally love to
Give
do
it
in
that.
5
us a
years
couple
we're gonna be moguls.
Give us a couple ideas of your apps.
I can't. Okay. So here's my
These
first one.
are copyright pending, by the way.
These are trademarked. I will hunt you down. The first one. So you know how you'll find yourself just like opening your phone. Like I'll catch myself just pull out the phone out of the pocket, scroll to Instagram, open, and next thing I know, I'm 5 minutes in and I've been scrolling and I haven't even thought. Like I didn't even have a conscious decision. I'm gonna pull out and scroll Instagram. Like you know how it's just muscle memory at some point. I want to create an app. Call it like App Shuffle. And you can set it so you can do it like once a week.
Sick.
Like once a week, once a day, every few hours, and it shuffles the physical location of the apps on your home screen. So you just have that muscle memory, you pull out your phone, but you can't find the app you're looking for, so you're like, you know what, I don't need to do this, and you put the phone down.
That would be interesting.
That's a game changer.
Yeah, psychologically.
That'd be
That's sick.
sweet.
Nobody steal it, please.
Yeah.
Nolan, get on that programming.
Well, you need to get with the software developers of like your phone. You need to get with Apple. And
Yeah.
have them- and then integrate that into
See,
iOS.
the problem is, though, is all of these, like, tech companies, like YouTube, Instagram, all that, their entire goal, and, like, Google owns YouTube, their entire goal is to keep you on the platform as long as possible.
Right.
So they don't want that to happen.
But I feel like an app could technically control the position of other apps.
Yeah. You could definitely do it on Android.
Yeah.
This is something that
yeah.
most people don't realize too about phones. I have my phone in black and white, like grayscale.
I've heard that helps.
If I ever turn it back on to not black and white grayscale, the UI, especially the UI, but also just everything inside of a phone is super, super saturated. So even if you take a picture in your photos and then you like compare it to real life, it saturates the crap out of it. And that's kind of like a thing with photography, but also like the little red like takes that you get, they're like neon, bro. Like I turn that back on and it's like, wow, that's really bright. It's almost hard to look at for me because I'm not used to it anymore. It's actually like that's alarmingly red. And so like, you know, you don't notice it because everybody has that. But if you turn your phone on grayscale for a week, literally when I turned my phone on grayscale for a week, it changed how I see colors in the real world for like a week, and then everything went back to normal and my phone looked weird. But my
interesting.
phone was normal and everything else apparently looked weird and I didn't realize it. I turned it off. Everything I was like, colors are like weird and desaturated and like not normal. And then everything at a certain point everything was like fine again. And I looked at my phone and it was like like shooting color into my eyes and I was like, what in the world? Yeah. So turn your phone on grayscale for a week and you'll never go back.
Sam.
Also, you can make shortcut buttons with the Shortcuts app that you can click them on and off really quick if you want to show somebody something. Yeah, I have those. If you like scroll all the way left, you know how you have like the widgets page?
Yeah.
You can put 2 in that little shortcuts thing, and that's how you can do it. So it's like not a pain to go into settings and go for 8 menus every single time to get to the color settings like that.
Yeah, I have grayscale half the time.
Nice. Sam, 5 years. What's your plan?
Hopefully, I will be graduated. That's the plan. I'm going to college for engineering. I think it would be really amazing to work at a Christian company or a church or just some company that's not like some Fortune 500 corporate America company, but something that'll really like help to make Christ known. Kind of like how Carter was talking about the app that can actually benefit people. Like I wouldn't be as involved with that because I'm not like a software developer, but whatever that would be, like products that like things that actually truly help, working with churches, working with Christian organizations, contracting myself. My dad is self-employed at this point. I could become self-employed and just work freelance for anything that I think is really going to last, because a lot of the things like for example, the engineers that worked on I have the PlayStation 5 on my mind because I've been playing a lot of College Football 25, which just came out. But the engineers that built the PlayStation 5, obviously very talented. They know what they're doing. But in the grand scheme of things, like in eternity, their work really isn't going to matter. Whether they make the PlayStation 5
up to this quality or a little bit worse is not going to matter once they die. But I have the opportunity to what I'm going to learn at Cedarville to really apply that in a way that is actually going to have real consequences. And that's what I hope I'm going to do. You never know. Like I might switch majors. I might go full-time into ministry. I might do business. I might do friggin', I don't know, anything else, but I want to make it worthwhile and not be like something that what I do doesn't have consequences for like after I die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually kind of second that. Like, if God wants to like take me out of the major that I'm planning on doing right now, and flip it around, I'm completely in ministry, I'm completely doing something like that, then I'd be so down for that. I'd also be completely open to being like a traveling doctor to do like missions and stuff like that. I was just talking to Jonah earlier today, and there are like certain places in the world that will not let you in unless you have like a reason to be there, and they like doctors. Like there's like in China, his dad was like a doctor. Like he got in by being a doctor. If you say you're a missionary, no, they're not going to let you in because they hate Christianity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they will not let you in. But he was a licensed doctor, so they let him in to help people. But while he was doing that, he was sharing the gospel.
That's what Josiah's family did in China.
Yeah, that's what Jonah and Josiah did. And like I think that is so impactful and powerful, and it's far more than what you can do. Like Sam said, working for a big like corporate like company, like, you know what I mean?
I will say 100%, and I really applaud you guys for thinking that. I think that even like building a PlayStation or something, I think that actually does have eternal implications in some way, because like I have friends who've like witnessed to people in chat, like game chat lobbies, like, and they've actually like been able to like meet people and lead them to Christ through those. So like comparatively, you're not like going out and preaching in front of people sort of thing. But like there's a lot of leeway for ministry, I think.
Anything can be your mission field, I think. And I think that's really important to understand too.
Absolutely.
Like you're not limited by where you're at necessarily. Like you can use anything for the kingdom.
Yep. Okay, I want to wrap this up kind of close because we're getting close to dinner. Gabe, you still haven't gone yet. 5 years.
All right, so I do not plan to go to college. I'll start by just taking a gap year working. Photography interests me a lot. Getting into that, serving at church, taking pictures there. So I'm gonna pursue that. But other than that, nothing on the horizon plan-wise.
You got a photo Instagram you want to plug?
Photo.spence on Instagram.
How do you spell Spence?
Spence. Yeah.
Photo.spence on Instagram. Okay, real quick before we wrap it up.
What's your 5-year plan?
What's my 5-year plan? Dude, right now I'm split between two options, which I won't go into detail on because it's more private. My current job doing podcasting and producing media is like, it's cool and I like it well enough. I don't know if that's where I want to stay long term. My pipe dream, I have two absolute dream jobs. One is a total pipe dream, one is attainable. Pipe dream, Elon Musk asks me to go along and video document the next people on the moon. I would kill for that opportunity. That would be amazing. To be able to go and shoot like a documentary in space of them like land, like the first HD footage captured on the moon, it would be wild.
Yes.
So that would be sick. Also, though, I don't really like working for other people. I don't like working for businesses. I don't like the 40 hours a week grind for somebody else. I would love to like be able to like podcast and create content on my own and like in a group and actually make money on it. Mm-hmm. And I've always kind of had like wanted to be a YouTuber like deep down, but like it's possible. Mm-hmm. And that would be a blast. And my passion for that has turned not to become famous or just to make a buttload of money, but like God's been teaching me that he created fun, he created humor. I think as Christians we take life way too seriously. So to be able to like take the fun and like a comedy podcast or something, like if you get the right group of people, you can make so many people laugh, and not for the sake of laughing, but like we're helping them experience that part of God.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So like, that's what I that's the direction I want to head in. I don't know where it's gonna go, but that's what I want to go in right now. So
I'm gonna start a YouTube channel when I go to college.
do it.
I'm gonna document my whole thing there.
Nice.
Yeah,
Solid.
because that'll be really interesting. Because I'm going to Belmont University, which is in downtown Nashville. So that's like, I don't know. I gotta get like videography tips from you or something because like I have no idea what to do.
Dude, you don't have to be good. You know who Sam Sulek is?
Yeah.
He's like one of the greatest YouTubers right now, and he literally just takes a camera with him, turns it on, and just talks. People want
Yeah.
authenticity. They don't need fancy.
But the thing about Sam, I don't know. What's that? Not Colin Chris. What's that that lady's name? She did Borderless. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a video, like a documentary series where she like traveled across the entire country.
You can do some cool stuff, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if that's what you want to do it. But like, you don't need to do something
do that.
cinematic. You know.
Yeah. I want to do it. That's so cool.
Okay.
Anyways,
Okay. Last thing I want to hit with you guys again with like the whole time capsule kind of thing. We've said what you want to do in 5 years. Like, take like 5 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever, and just like give yourself a short message if you were to listen back to this in like 5-10 years, and just like talk to future self. If you were to say something to you in like 5 or 10 years, what would you say?
A good idea is a good idea. Don't be like fickle because other people have told you it might not work. Just like
everything might
Socks.
not work.
Exactly, my friend. I've hid them in your pillowcase.
Here come the pranks again.
Did I get the C7 Corvette?
It's just a question.
Do I own a Pizza Planet truck? Please.
Do you own a what?
A Pizza Planet truck. That's my dream
Really?
car. Yeah.
Future Nolan, if you do not have a Pizza Planet truck by the time you are 23 years old,
Slightly gonna be
get your
disappointed.
life together.
Yeah. Seriously.
This is a hard question. Like, this is a hard thing to do, I think.
You better have an E34 M5.
You better.
Just don't give up. Follow your dreams. It's for like everyone, really, but it's like what everyone says, but it's really true. And get that purple VW bus. It's my dream car.
Everybody
I really
wants
want
some form of
I
vehicle.
want
Exactly.
a VW bus.
Say what kind of car.
Yeah, but
We're
also
all roasting our future selves' cars.
yeah, but also like don't get bodied.
Oh yeah, don't get bodied.
A for Noah.
I would say, I hope you're closer to Christ, future Matthew, and I hope that you're ready to leverage everything you can for His kingdom, and you may very well be driving a beat Toyota Camry. yeah, economical.
It's very likely you will still be driving the 2009 Toyota Highlander.
The Tonka!
Which is a great car. I hope you still think it's a great car.
The Tonka, bro.
Just remember that God is for you. I hope you're more effective for the kingdom of God than I am right now. I hope like exponentially so. That would be great. If you're doing good, keep doing that. If you're doing bad, don't do that.
I like it.
Locked in.
That is a great message for yourself.
There has never been a spot in our lives where we've not known exactly what we need to do to make our lives infinitely better. It's just about whether we've wanted to do it or wanted to push ourselves. So, long story short is there's never going to be a time where you're lost. I've never been lost in my entire life. On small scale, sure, but I've never been lost on what I wanted or who I wanted to be or the kind of things I wanted to do with my life. But I've always been either scared or too lazy, scared of the work, I guess, to actually do it.
Yeah, but I mean, have you ever been in a supermarket, like a Walmart? Those things.
I don't get lost in a supermarket, bro, because I don't go in them.
Dude, I'm just gonna be in a super Walmart sometime, and I'm gonna find like a toilet paper for it, and I'm just gonna like open it up, and you're gonna be in there, and you're just looking at me like,
I'm never lost.
I'm never lost.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I love you
What's
all.
your? We
I'm
gotta
proud
say
of you.
yours.
I mean, honestly, what mine is exactly what I'm gonna say to you guys, which is I love you. I'm proud of you. And, life's not easy, but you've gotten this far. And keep seeking truth.
Remember to overcome your adversity. It's just gotta do an old throwback.
Don't be so scared to talk to girls, Carter. Talk to them.
Trust me, bro. I need to be more scared to talk to girls at this point.
If you're not closer to being married by the time you're 30, there's something wrong.
If you are not married,
dude, I will give you some riz, bro.
Okay, we're gonna.
I don't know how you transfer
That's for the Patreon. That's for the Patreon.
Yeah, it's for the Patreon.
We don't have a Patreon. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. See you later.
That was a beautiful train wreck of a conversation.
It's the Back to the Roots podcast.